Okay guys, welcome to this true or false, looking at some GCSE trigonometry. Okay, and in this first section we're looking at explore ratio in similar right angle triangles, okay, involving SOHCAHTOA, so GCSE trigonometry for right angle triangles. So this is appropriate for the crossover topic between GCSE higher and GCSE foundation. So we're looking at grade 4/5 in today's video, okay. But this sort of question may appear more likely on a higher tier paper, okay, but it's also appropriate knowledge for foundation as well, okay. So this is the statement. It says A over B equals C over D. So A divided by B is equal to C divided by D. Okay, so look at this triangle here. So this is my opposite and this is my adjacent, okay, based on this, okay. So tan, okay, of 41 degrees, okay, is equal to A over B. Okay, so hopefully you are happy with that. Okay, so remember SOHCAHTOA, guys. Okay, so remember SOHCAHTOA. Okay, that's the acronym, okay, for remembering sine, cosine, and tangent, okay, of my angle. Okay, so think of it as like formula triangles. Okay, so sine is opposite over the hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent or tan is opposite over adjacent. Okay, so that's the first one there. For this blue triangle, so the opposite is going to be D and the adjacent is going to be C. Okay, so based on that, okay, I'm going to have tan 41 degrees is equal to the opposite, which is equal to D. Oops, should be degrees there. Apologies, guys. Let's change the color there. So degrees. Okay. Let's delete that other bit. Okay. That's equal to the opposite, which is D over C. Okay. Now, if you compare these two equations, okay, A over B is equal to D over C. So the correct answer should be A over B. Let's just do that again. So A over B is equal to D over C. Okay, so that would be the correct ratio, between these two triangles. Okay, so this is actually false. Okay, it should be A over B equals D over C and not C over D. Okay, because C over D would actually give you 1 over tan 41 actually, but we want tan of 41 and not 1 over tan 41. Okay, so C over D actually gives you 1 over tan 41 rather than tan 41. Okay, so remember, guys, so remember SOHCAHTOA. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan or tangent is opposite over the adjacent. Okay, so you always label your sides, okay, and the longest side is always opposite the right angle, and it's what I call the hypotenuse. Okay, so I label that as capital H, okay, and that's always directly opposite the right angle, okay, so a little way to remember that, okay, so the hypotenuse is always directly opposite the right angle. Okay, so false, A over B is equal to D over C, okay, White Rose Maths answer. Okay, this next one, true or false, use the tangent ratio to find missing side lengths. Okay, so I've got an angle, okay, and I've got a side and I've got 12 there. Okay, so and it's a right angle triangle. Okay, so labeling our sides, this is going to be the opposite, this is going to be the adjacent. Okay, so being very, very careful here, guys. So tan of my angle, so tan of 29 degrees is equal to the opposite, which is going to be P divided by the adjacent, which is 12. Okay, rearrange this by multiplying both sides by 12, so I get 12 lots of tan 29 degrees is equal to P. Okay, is equal to P. Okay, So therefore, P is equal to 12 times tan 29. Oh, let's just write that again. So 12 tan 29. Okay. So going back to our statement or our claim, okay, that is true. Okay, that is correct. Okay, so that is true, guys. Okay, because that matches my answer at the bottom in black. Okay, this part here. Okay, so that is true. Okay, they are both equal to each other. Okay, so that statement and that claim is true. Okay, so the first step, guys, is always label your sides. Okay, remember, yeah, this one is what I call my hypotenuse. Okay, capital H, because it's opposite the right angle. Okay, this is opposite the angle that we're looking at, so that's going to be O. And then this is what I call adjacent here. So adjacent is next to the angle. Okay, so that is true. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's true. Okay, this next one, so true or false, use the sine and cosine ratio to find missing side lengths. So P is equal to 12 lots of cos 29. Okay, that's the statement or claim. Okay, so labeling our sides, this will be the adjacent, okay, because it's next to the angle, and this will be the hypotenuse, okay, and this will be the opposite. Okay, so I've got A and H and I've got an angle, so I'm going to use cos. So cos of 29 degrees. Okay, so being very careful here. So cos of 29, okay. That's equal to the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. So that'll be 12 divided by P. Okay, so be very careful here. Okay, so to get P on its own, I'm going to multiply both sides by P, okay, and then divide through each side afterwards by cos 29. Okay, so I get P lots of cos 29. Okay, sorry about my handwriting today, guys. Hopefully you can forgive me. Okay, is equal to 12. Oh, it looks like an 11 there. Okay, so it's equal to 12. Okay, divide both sides through by cos 29. So I get P is equal to 12 over cos 29. Okay, or 12 divided by cos 29. Okay, now looking at our statement or our claim, that's not the same. Okay, so that's actually incorrect. Okay, so that's actually false, guys. Okay, so the correct answer should be 12 divided by cos 29 rather than 12 multiplied by cos 49. Okay, 12 cos 49 here is incorrect. The correct answer should be 12 divided by cos 29. Okay, for that. Okay, so we always label our sides first and then we use SOHCAHTOA. Okay, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent or tan of my angle is opposite over the adjacent. Okay, so use those formulas here and make sure that you learn SOHCAHTOA. Okay, although it does actually appear this year on your formula sheet, but if you're watching the video in the future, okay, it may not obviously appear. Okay, but yeah, it does actually appear on this year's exam formula sheet for the 2023. Okay, if you're watching it obviously as part of this year's cohort. Okay, but if you're watching the video in future years or future tense, then you may need to remember the SOHCAHTOA formula. Okay, for that. Okay, so there's the White Rose Maths answer. Okay, labeling of sides. So cos theta, remember, is adjacent over hypotenuse. So cos 29 is equal to the adjacent, which is 12 all over P. Okay, rearrange that equation by timesing through by P on both sides and then dividing through by cos 29. Okay, essentially just swapping these round. Okay, then you get P is equal to 12 over cos 29. Okay, and that's the exact answer okay, for the value of p. Okay, of course, obviously, if it appeared on a calculator paper, okay, yeah, you would obviously enter that in your calculator and obviously round your answer to 1, 2, or 3 decimal places, or 1, 2, 3 significant figures. Okay, for that. Okay, right, guys, that's the end of today's video. Yeah, looking at some exam revision questions for trigonometry, okay, for GCSE foundation and higher. Hopefully you found it useful. If you did, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all inside the next video. Okay, bye for now, take care, all the best, guys, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye for now, take care.